All right. Welcome to the 2020, it's hard to believe I'm saying that, but the 2020 cookie program, Cookie Cupboard Manager Training. As I said in the invite, there's not much that's new this year, but I think it's a good time to just kind of go through and do a quick refresh of the expectations and exactly how we manage our cookie cupboards. So let's see. My computer's being a little slow. All right, the constant reminder of why we do what we do, and that is because girls learn incredible skills through participating in the cookie program. And so that is the main reason why we do the program. They learn goal setting, they learn decision making, they learn money management, people skills, and business ethics. The agenda for tonight is pretty simple. We're going to talk about the requirements and expectations of the position, delivery and supplies, the planned order process, reporting and keeping inventory, smart cookie inventory and transfer management, and what to do if a problem arises. Not that that would ever happen, of course. So the responsibility of the cupboard manager. Again, we've got all experienced people doing this year, so you guys all know that recording and reporting weekly the inventory to me, to the Director of Product Program, is crucial. That's something that we ask you to do on Sundays, if you can be up to date on Sundays. And it seems like more and more people are using the inventory in Smart Cookies, and that's been accurate lately. For anyone who has trouble using Smart Cookies or who isn't able to get that in, I also will be sending you an Excel spreadsheet that if that's easier for you, we'll go ahead and send that out as well. Evaluate daily inventory and those totals just to determine if additional deliveries are needed. Again, you don't have to have a formal inventory submitted daily, but you know if you're running out of Thin Mints or there's something happening that we need to take care of you right away. Sometimes an unexpected troop will come and just clean you out of something. So again, just keep an eye on that. Fill the customer's orders. And then, of course, direct volunteers or parents to the appropriate resources for questions, concerns outside of the product program. And again, Kathy, that is one of the things that you are praised for, and Elise, I'm guessing you're the exact same way. New leaders always talk about how wonderful it is that when they come to pick up cookies, they can learn other aspects of Girl Scouting and get some other good suggestions. But anything that comes up that's not something that you're familiar with, by all means, please refer them to our help desk. That's usually the best support system that we have. And also provide a positive customer service experience. And I'm happy to say that, we're extremely lucky to have you guys as volunteers, and that's never been an issue for us. All right, the deliveries. The initial delivery is going to take place prior to February 18th, and I actually just sent those out. So if you haven't been in your email in the last few hours, you will see that I've gone ahead and sent out delivery dates. So hopefully that's going to make it a little bit easier for everybody to schedule now that you've got those. If there's any major conflict in the dates I sent out tonight, please let me know. We will have our subsequent deliveries on a weekly basis, and that's just going to be dependent on the inventory. So I won't be able to tell you yet what days the deliveries will take place, but again, it's just going to matter on the inventory and what we have coming in. In the past, we've had the bulk of our big deliveries usually happening on a Wednesday or a Thursday. But again, depending on what we've got in stock, it might be other days. And after your delivery arrives, we ask you to please contact the next person on the list. And I'll try to make sure that everybody's got that list with everybody's phone number on it so that you can go ahead and contact the next person. All right, along with your initial deliveries, you're going to receive a few things. We're going to give you a box of receipts labeled for your cupboard. Those receipts are really helpful. We've used them for a couple years now, the receipts provided by ABC. You can hand them out for each pickup that you have at your cupboard. And then it also makes life a lot easier when we've got to go back and we've got questions. We'll still go back and refer to the receipt book sometimes a year later. So I do keep them on hand. And it's just a great resource for us to be able to go back and look at. So we'll give you the receipt books initially, and then we'll collect them at the end of the cookie program. We're also going to make sure you've got a copy of the how-to guide for troop leaders and cookie managers. We're going to make sure you've got the 2020 supplement to that. This year we did a little bit different, so we want to make sure you've got all of the important documents. We're going to make sure you've got a clipboard, pens, Sharpies, the basic cupboard supplies. And we're also going to give you some extra blank receipt books so that you can share those with the troop leaders. And 5 for 5 cards. We'll be continuing with that promotion, and we'll give you some of those that you can hand out. And then I'm also going to get you your Chase Your Adventure red hoodie. That's just a thank you gift from us. And if I can, I'm going to try to get it to you a little bit sooner than that. But if I'm not able to get them mailed out, then it will come with your initial supply. So I just wanted to let you know that. And that's why I was asking everybody what size they wore.
But I have a question.
Yes.
Is there a way that we can get just a few blank extra order cards?
Yes. Thank you. Good note.
But I do know that people have asked.
Yep, that's a good feedback. I need to include some. All right, I'm making a note of that right now. Yes, and maybe even I can put in some additional recognition sheets because that's something that people often look for too.
Yes, yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to talk about the planned order system. Now, we have used that for a couple of years now, and people have really seemed to have gotten used to it and seem to be liking it. So what we're asking is for all of our cupboards to participate in planned orders for at least the first 2 weeks. That tends to be the busiest time. After that, it's it's not quite as crucial, but those first 2 weeks so that we can guarantee that everybody's got those the cookies that they need. The planned order system is very easy to use, and it can assure that somebody's got the cookies available when they need them. It also saves you a little bit of time and saves the troop leader time as well, because once the planned orders have been picked up, we click what's called approve them, and it actually transfers it to the troop automatically. So that makes it very simple. And if there's any kind of changes in the planned order, it's very easy for us to go in and adjust that. So if someone realizes that they've ordered too many cookies in the planned order, or maybe they said they were going to pick up on Friday, but they really want to pick up on Saturday, any changes like that are very simple for us to make in the system. So as long as yeah, you probably will be able to make those changes yourself. If not, if you communicate with us, we'll be happy to go in and make those changes for you. Are there any questions about the planned orders? I know we've always had it so that they cut off on Sunday night, because Monday morning is when I go in and do the ordering of the cookies and start scheduling the deliveries. So that's why we have that as the cutoff. But any feedback or questions about the planned orders?
Is there going to be a delete button this time so that if somebody comes, I am sorry, very not challenged, but they notoriously come, they change their order. So then you're now changing their order, but you want to delete what they had in before because you created a new order. But it was not easy last year.
I don't know that there's a delete button. Paige, we might have to refer to you on that, but I know that there's a way to edit it. So Paige, do you have any feedback on that?
Sure. So I can, yeah, no problem. I can look at the permissions and see if there's the ability for the cupboard manager to actually just delete the order instead of editing it. But I will jot that down as a takeaway from tonight and have a look at it.
Thanks.
Sounds good. And if for some reason we can't do that, again, if you let us know, we should be able to go in, because I'm pretty sure I can delete them. But again, if you're not able to, let us know and we'll be able to. All right. All right, reporting and inventory. Like I said, every Monday morning, we sit down here at the office, and that's when we place any additional orders we have with ABC Bakers. We've got to have it done, I believe it's by noon on Monday, but it's something we start working on basically Sunday night, and Monday morning we'll spend a lot of time on it. So it's really helpful to have your inventory updated by 7 p.m. on Sunday. And again, like I said, there's 2 ways that you can do that. You can either complete the Excel spreadsheet and send it back to me. It's the same one as last year, just with updated dates, so I'll send that out to everybody. Or if you just make sure that all the transfers are completed in Smart Cookies, then your inventory will be updated and accurate at that point. And I know when I go in on Monday morning that it's up to date.
Is there going to be like a pending, so that, because I know that some people don't do the planned order, but they will also place the order, say with me, pending they're picking up, but it's not showing. Do you know what I'm talking about? So it's not showing.
Yeah. So since that's something that's happening kind of outside of the system, that's something that you would probably want to let me know about. And I think, Kathy, I think you've done that pretty well in the past.
Okay.
So you might send me a message and say, hey, my inventory looks like I've got 100 cases of Thin Mints, but I know someone's coming on Tuesday to pick up 50 of them. So it's just a matter of a simple email. And again, first thing Monday morning, I'm pulling all of the planned orders that were submitted, all of our inventory, and going through and making all those adjustments. So let me know by then if at all possible.
Okay.
All right, and this is just a quick, I don't think I didn't change the dates in this sample, but this is basically what the Excel spreadsheet looks like. And again, if you've got things up to date, oh, this is really outdated because it's got Trio on it. Sorry about that. But again, if you've got your cupboard inventory up to date, then you won't need to use the spreadsheet. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Paige Hyman. She is our representative from ABC Bakers. Most of you know her by now. And Paige is just going to talk us through a little bit of smart cookies and cupboard use.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for letting me join you tonight to talk about the smart cookies piece of the cupboard functionality. I'm pretty sure, as Sheila had mentioned, that you probably have all heard this or know this by now, but we were able to do away with the cupboard app because everything is now accessible through the URL. So, and our website is now optimized, fully optimized. So you are able to go to your smartphone or your tablet or your desktop at home or your laptop, and you are able to do anything and everything that you would normally be able to do through the website that perhaps you were not able to do in a previous season. So there is no more cupboard app. Everything is just straight through the abcsmartcookies.com website, no matter what device you're accessing it from. So I just wanted to make sure that I clear that up front. When you first log into Smart Cookies, of course, you do land on your dashboard. And your dashboard's going to provide a lot of good information. As the season goes on, it's going to become, of course, more populated. So certainly leverage your dashboard for some immediate information. Of course, you still have your full reports menu as well. We also want to make sure that you are modifying your cupboard information when you're logging in. So under Council Cupboard Info, please make sure that you're updating information here, especially your phone number and your address, location. That's critical. Please make sure that information is updated and just click Update Information at the bottom when you're done. You are able, in some cases, and I know Sheila had mentioned that with some cupboards it's different, but there is a place at the very bottom under Edit Cupboard where you are able to adjust the available open and close dates of your cupboard schedule. And if you do that, please just make sure that you save after you make any changes there as well. And then in the Manage Orders page, I'm sure you're all familiar with this by now, but to me, this is one of the, I was just using it earlier today and submitting a big order for one of my councils in Iowa. This is my go-to place when I'm looking for a specific order. Sure, I can go run a report, but I'm going to typically go under Orders, Manage Orders, and I'm going to sort at the top using the filters, and then I'm going to pull up, after I click Apply Search Parameters, pull up the information that I want to view at the bottom. I'm able to either edit an order or delete an order at the far right using the 3 dots at the end of a row. As we mentioned earlier, I will take away the question around the cupboard manager's ability to edit a troop planned order versus deleting and starting over by creating a new one. I'll work on that. There is an export to Excel feature, which I find to be very handy because, in my opinion, sometimes just dumping this into Excel and working with it in your own way is much easier than viewing it on screen. And just remember, you can really slice and dice this data however you wish, but it is a very useful part of Smart Cookies.
We can actually probably skip this slide because I'll actually be entering on the initial orders for all of the cupboards.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, so for the planned order process, we know, excuse me, I seem to, whenever I need to talk at night, it's always like I have to clear my voice. I think I've been talking all day. We know that troops are going to be placing planned orders to come to your cupboard and pick up product that you have technically reserved for them. And we also know that this is a very important process in terms of council's ability to assess whether they need more product from the bakery or not. And that's a weekly process, hence the Sunday night cutoff, because the time in which the troops have to place their planned orders allows Sheila time on Monday to assess whether more product is needed from the bakery, which then will get to you guys by the middle to the late part of the week. So in the planned order process, we know that the troop is going to be selecting the cupboard, the date, and the time. They're going to be saving it. They're going to have the ability to print a receipt and take it with them if they want. We know that you have your own reporting where you have the ability for troops to sign for what they've picked up. And like I said, I'll check on your ability to edit or delete these orders. But this is the troops' view of how they create their own planned orders.
Yes, and just a reminder to you guys, what I'm going to ask you to do is in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to ask you to submit to me when you prefer to have planned orders in the system. So we're going to, last year we pushed them to Friday and Saturday because we had a couple Thursdays where we actually were running really tight on deliveries and we had to call people and say, hey, wait, can you get your planned order Friday? So we'll be doing it on Fridays or Saturdays, unless there's just a reason that you can't do either one of those days. But I'll communicate with you to find out, you know, is Friday afternoon from 12 to 3 the best time for you to have your planned ordered people come, or whatever that's going to look like. So I'll get that feedback from you and we'll set it up in the system that way so that you've got some control over when that's going to happen.
So the transfer process, we know that you all have have the ability to transfer product to a troop. So, you know, in the example of where the troop hasn't necessarily placed a planned order, but they do need product from you, you are able to create that cupboard to troop transfer, have it transferred in cases by variety over to the troop. Once you save at the bottom, you can print a receipt here. You do have the ability to delete this order if it needs to go away. You can view it from the Manage Orders grid as well.
And you know what? We're going to go ahead and skip this slide too. I keep forgetting every year to take this out because we have you report directly to us your damaged product. So you won't be needing to do any of that in Smart Cookies.
And under the reports menu, one of my favorite things about the reports is, one, there are a lot of them, but really the way I like to organize my reports is to create my favorites. So we can certainly provide you with a list of the most useful reports. What I find is that between Sheila and me, we tend to limit the reports that we provide to you so that you're not overwhelmed with the number of reports that you have on hand. But really within the categories, you will, as cupboard folks, have a limited number of reports that are most applicable to you. You can click on add to favorites at the bottom, which every time you access the reports menu, those favorites will be there for you. Don't forget, PDF is the default view, but with most of these reports, you can export them to Excel, and they tend to be pretty usable in that format. You do, just a quick reminder, have archive reports as well. So 3 seasons worth of data is stored in Smart Cookies as long as that troop or your cupboard existed going back that far. There will be 3 seasons worth of data. And the help desk is available to you. So yes, GS Helper and the Commonwealth folks here in Richmond are phenomenal. One of the best setups I've seen with councils. But when it comes to ABC Technology, please know that we're here for you 24/7. And as it relates to customer service in general, you really only hear the bad experiences. You don't hear from the thousands of customers who have great experiences every day. So my ask of you is that if you aren't getting what you need from our help desk, please let someone know, whether that be Sheila or someone at the GS Helper desk, the helper team, so that we, ABC Bakers, can react to that feedback and make sure that we're making ourselves better. Our help desk works really hard to serve all councils, but we are always working harder. So rely on us if we can assist you.
All right, I'm going to jump back in real quick. We're here to help you, as Paige just said. If you've got any concerns or questions about Dunmar, delivery, the quality of the product, the inventory, anything strange like a request from the media or a really big conflict, sometimes conflicts happen within our volunteers, please reach out to me immediately. If you've got any other general questions, just in terms of Smart Cookies, the dashboard, or again, questions from volunteers who might be picking up that you can't answer, please go ahead and contact the help desk. Everybody who's a cupboard manager has my cell phone, so as you guys know, texting is usually a little bit easier because if I'm in the middle of a meeting or something, I can't pick up my phone, but I can sneak a quick text. So texting is usually the fastest way to let me know that there's something that we need to talk about as soon as possible. So by all means, reach out for help. And again, if you don't have my cell number, but I think everybody does, it's right here on the screen, as well as our contact information from the help desk. So we've just got a couple minutes left. So real quick, does anybody have any just generic questions about this year's cookie program that you'd like to ask?
I do have a question. This is Elise.
Hi.
If I remember correctly, I do remember deleting planned orders. I think I was able to delete them.
Okay.
But that's just I'm just trying to remember. But am I correct? When we edit or delete a planned order, doesn't the troop leader get an email?
Yes.
Does that happen? Okay, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Anytime an order is deleted in the system, the troop will receive a notification of that as a paper trail, if you will. Yep.
Yeah. So I do remember deleting them and then just creating a new planned order.
I have a feeling it's a permission, and I just need to jump in the system and check on it. I think you're right. Yeah, I'll follow up on that.
I remember doing it in the past, but I don't think we did it last year. I guess that's why I asked.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
good.
see,
I'm glad you
yeah.
brought that up then.
And see, I wasn't doing it last year, so but I do
Yep.
I do remember doing it year before, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah. It's possible that we changed that last year. Maybe it wasn't even intentional. So yeah, we'll definitely look at that. All right, any other questions? All right, well, Elise, Kathy, Paige, you guys are rock stars. Thank you so much. Again, I'm recording this, and so I will be sending it out to people who were unable to tonight. And if you've got any other questions, please don't hesitate. You guys know where to find us.
Oh,
Thank
I do
you.
have another, wait a minute. I have another question. I'm
Sure,
sorry.
that's okay.
Can we start giving out cookies when we get our delivery, or do you want to wait until the official cookie cupboard open time is?
That's a really good question, Elise. So here's what I'm going to say is just shoot me a text and let me know. Just say, because it's one of those things where we're not going to advertise that you can start giving out cookies, but if someone contacts you and says, hey, I've got a booth coming up and something, we're not going to say no. But I just would like to know. Yeah, I just want to have heads up. Okay. And I know we did that with you last year, Kathy. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night, everybody.
All right,
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.